Welcome to episode 27 of Mouth Dancing, your host Young. Went to a cake store yesterday with my wife. It's called Deep Sea Cakes in Seattle. And we were really excited about this place. A lot of hype around it, and the cakes were pretty expensive too. So I thought, oh man, this place is going to be really awesome. We bought a few slices from there. And the cakes were not bad. They were pretty good, but I guess I was a little bit let down because there was just so much hype. And the slices were each like $8.25, so I thought, oh, this is going to be an amazing slice of cake. But it didn't totally blow my mind, you know. I wasn't like, oh my god, this is the most amazing, dessert I've ever had in my entire life. It was pretty good though. The chocolate was pretty good. I think the vanilla slice was the best. We both agreed on that. I guess I would give the place like a 3.5 to 4 stars. So check it out if you're ever in that area. I forget where it was in Seattle exactly. I just did a GPS'd it there. I'm really bad with like memorizing street names and like how to get places. I don't have that bad of a sense of direction, but I don't have really that great a sense of direction either. And mostly I just don't care. I don't want to spend all my time memorizing a bunch of streets and like directions and stuff. Especially these days when you don't really need it with GPS. I'm not a cab driver. I heard that the London cab drivers have to memorize like every single street in the city and every route. And they call it the knowledge. And you have to take this crazy test to get your taxi license in that city. Imagine like spending all that time, devoting all that stuff to memory just to be a cab driver in London. Seems pretty, I don't know, doesn't it seem like a lot of wasted energy and time? I guess it would be pretty cool to know a city like really well like that. Like you could just get around super easily without even thinking about it really. That would be pretty cool. But most of the time I don't end up getting lost or anything like that. I don't know if that's like a problem for people. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why people memorize streets and stuff. It used to be a bigger thing back in the day when you had to have maps, remember that? People had maps in their cars a long time ago. And if you were going to go somewhere, like a certain part of the state, or even a different state in the country, you'd buy a map, or even a few maps, like road maps that tell you, that are specific to a certain, part of the country. And then the person usually in the passenger seat would be like, turn here, no, turn there, turn around, you gotta go back, and they'd have to give the driver directions. That was pretty hellish, actually. And the giant map was really huge and awkward. You'd have to unfold it and then try to figure out where you're going. Does anyone out there remember those days? The road map days? Before GPS? I'm really thankful for GPS, actually. I know a lot of people are pretty paranoid about being tracked all the time. Like, oh, the government's tracking all of our motions, dude. They know exactly what we're doing all the time. Yeah, I guess that's not that cool. Sort of the whole Big Brother scenario, right? Where there's constant surveillance and they just know your whereabouts and what you're doing all the time. I don't like that idea, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, I don't think every moment of my life is so private and precious that no one else can know about it, There isn't like a whole lot I'm doing. I guess if I'm like doing something private, like pooing or masturbating or doing it. I guess I wouldn't want people to know about that. At the same time, everyone does it. It's not special. I mean, animals do it. Even insects do it, Like flies do it. There's probably a fly somewhere near you right now, or a couple of them mating with each other. Like fertilizing the female's eggs, and they're gonna plant those eggs somewhere, and then maggots are gonna come out. So, you think your sex is any more special than that? Because you're a human? Still the same shit going on, sperm and eggs and fertilization. And then later, like, babies are born. But your babies aren't maggots, I guess. Your babies are human babies. It's kind of weird that we distinguish between humans and other animals. Like, we call ourselves people, but you would never call, like, another animal like a dog a person, right? We have, like, special names for our species. People, person, human, Homo sapiens. I guess that's the scientific name. But like dogs, they don't get a special, I don't know, they don't really have, like, this special name that makes them sound like they're the center of the universe, right? Like, people are always talking about, it's a very human quality, And they're talking about, like, having empathy or something, but I think other animals have that too. So I'm not even sure what is specifically human. The things that we do that make us different from other animals. I'm not sure what those are exactly. I mean, I guess we build things. Other animals build things too. I mean, termites build things and ants do. Maybe it's because we do art. Do other animals have art? I think that's the main thing I can think of that makes us separate from other animals is art. Like, other animals have technology too, and they use tools. So maybe it's because we make paintings and music and stuff like that. Pretty much the only thing that really sets us apart that I can think of, and I could even be wrong about that. There might be some animals out there that do art. If there are, let me know. But that kind of reminds me of something I wanted to talk about. When they say you encounter a bear, like a black bear or a brown bear, right? So if there's a black bear, I think you're supposed to fight it. You're supposed to punch it, right? And fight back. And if it's a big brown bear, like a grizzly bear, you're supposed to play dead. Is that right? I hope I didn't get that backwards. If you're gonna go somewhere in nature where you have a chance of running into a bear, you might want to do some research before you do it and not rely on what I'm saying, because I could be totally wrong. But what about, like, a polar bear? What are you supposed to do to a polar bear? I think there's a possibility that you could run into one because of global warming, I suppose, is like bringing them further and further south because they don't have any more food up there or even a place to live. All the ice is melting. So what do you do if you run into a polar bear? Like, you're out hiking and you see a polar bear? Are you supposed to punch it and then play dead? And then get up and punch it again and then play dead again? And just keep doing that until it gets confused? It's kind of weird to me that playing dead actually works in some instances. Like, an animal's going to be like, oh, this thing's dead, so I'm just going to leave it alone now. But what if its goal was to eat you? Wouldn't it be kind of excited that you're dead? Like, oh, I don't have to do any work, I can just start eating this thing. So you're sitting there playing dead, and then it just starts taking a bite out of you, and then you go, fuck, I'm not dead, and you start freaking out, and then it's like, oh, so you were just playing dead. And then it attacks you. What are you supposed to do then? Play dead again? Because that didn't work the first time. You're supposed to, like, punch it? Maybe you should start fighting at that point? Or maybe you should like stick your rear end out like in a sort of mating position, like you're offering yourself up for sex, you know? But then that's bestiality. You could probably get in trouble for that. But I wonder if they would let it go in that case because you were trying to save your own life. I wonder if in that instance, like, it would be excusable. I bet it might be. You could say, Judge, you know, Your Honor, I had to do this to save my life. But then if the thing, you know, did have sex with you, would it be satisfied after that? And then just leave you alone? Or would you have to, like, play dead again or punch it or... I guess there's basically 3 options when you get attacked by a wild animal, right? You play dead, fight back, or you could offer yourself up for sex. Hopefully that'll... Once it's satisfied itself, it'll leave you alone after that. I guess there's a 4th option, you could run. But most likely a wild animal would catch you. Humans aren't that fast. I mean, even the fastest human in the world is probably not as fast as, like, a fairly fast animal, right? Like, Usain Bolt, he's pretty fast for a human. Maybe he's the fastest human on the planet, right? But I bet he's not even close to the fastest animal on the planet. Animals are so strong, they could just, like, rip you, tear you limb from limb. Like, I heard chimpanzees are, like, 3 times or 5 times stronger than an adult human. They look cute, right? Like, you could hang out with them, and they're gonna be all funny. But if they get pissed off, they could just slap you, you know, across the room. Probably slap your head right off your body. And then they just throw your head around like a basketball. Play with it. So animals aren't to be fucked with. Don't ever just, you know, approach an animal and just think that you're hot shit because it'll fuck you up. That's my lesson for the week. And that's the note I'd like to end this one on. Just keep that in mind, you fuckers. You guys think you're so fucking strong and smart and agile? But compared to a cheetah, you're fucking a joke. So don't even try it. But also have a nice week. Enjoy your week. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you next week. Bye bye.